Today, we're going to talk about one of the most important and most misunderstood topics in government contracting: why you're not winning contracts, and more importantly, what to do about it. If you've been submitting bids and not seeing results, it's easy to assume the problem is competition, pricing, or even bad luck. But in reality, losing contracts is rarely random. It's almost always the result of a breakdown somewhere in your system. Government contracting is not just about submitting proposals. It's a structured process with multiple stages, and if you're not winning, the issue is happening at a specific point in that process. Think of your contracting efforts as a funnel. First, you identify opportunities. Then you qualify them. Next, you position your company. After that, you submit your proposal. And finally, you either win or lose. If you're not bidding enough, you have a pipeline problem. If you're bidding but not getting shortlisted, you have a positioning problem. And if you're getting shortlisted but not winning, then your issue is likely in your proposal or your pricing. The first step to fixing your win rate is identifying exactly where you're losing. Now, one of the biggest mistakes contractors make is skipping the post-mortem process. Every lost bid contains valuable data, but most companies move on too quickly without learning from it. After every loss, you should request a debrief from the contracting officer. Under the Federal Acquisition Regulation FAR, agencies are required to provide feedback that helps you understand how your proposal was evaluated. When you request a debrief, you should focus on a few key questions. Ask where your proposal was ranked. Ask what specific weaknesses were identified. Ask how the winning contractor outperformed you. And ask whether pricing played a major role in the decision. This information is critical because it allows you to move from guessing to knowing. Once you have that insight, the next step is diagnosing the real problem. And there are a few common issues that show up again and again. The first is poor opportunity qualification. Many contractors chase too many opportunities without a clear strategy. If your win rate is very low and your bids are spread across different industries or scopes, this is likely your issue. You should only pursue opportunities where your company clearly aligns with the NAICS code, the scope of work, and the agency's needs. You should also have relevant past performance and a clear understanding of the buyer. A simple rule to follow is this: if you cannot clearly explain why you should win a contract in 2 sentences, you should not be bidding on it. The second major issue is weak positioning, and this is one of the biggest reasons companies lose. If your company looks the same as every other bidder, there is no reason for the agency to select you. Generic capability statements and vague service descriptions do not win contracts. You need to clearly define your niche and align your messaging with the agency's mission. More importantly, you need to communicate outcomes, not just services. Instead of saying you provide a service, you need to explain the results you deliver. You want the agency to see measurable impact, reduced risk, and improved performance.
The third issue is weak proposals. Many contractors focus only on compliance. They make sure every requirement is addressed, but they fail to make their proposal compelling.
In government contracting, being compliant is not enough. You also have to be competitive. Your proposal should be written based on how it will be evaluated. Under FAR Part 15, agencies evaluate proposals based on specific criteria, including technical approach, past performance, and price. Your job is to make it easy for evaluators to see why you are the best choice. That means clearly demonstrating how you reduce risk, improve efficiency, and deliver better outcomes than your competitors. The fourth issue is pricing. Pricing can be tricky because being the lowest price does not always mean you will win, and being too low can actually work against you. If your price is too high, you lose competitiveness. If your price is too low, you may be seen as risky or inexperienced. You need to understand the type of acquisition you are dealing with. Under FAR Part 13, contracts are often more price-driven. Under FAR Part 12, value plays a bigger role. Your pricing strategy should reflect the evaluation structure of the specific opportunity. The fifth issue is lack of relationships, and this is one of the most overlooked factors. If the first time an agency sees your company is when you submit a proposal, you are already at a disadvantage. Winning contractors engage early. They respond to sources sought notices. They attend industry days. They build relationships with contracting officers and program managers. They also team with other contractors to strengthen their position. Government contracting is not just transactional. It is relational. The sixth issue is weak past performance. Agencies want to see proof that you can deliver. If you are a new company or your experience is not directly relevant, this can be a major barrier. To overcome this, you need to build experience strategically. This can include subcontracting, pursuing smaller contracts, or working at the state and local level to build a track record. You also need to present your past performance in a way that highlights relevance and results. Now that we've covered the main issues, let's talk about what winning companies do differently. Winning companies focus on a smaller number of high-probability opportunities instead of chasing everything. They engage early in the process and shape opportunities before the RFP is released. They position themselves clearly and consistently, with messaging tailored to specific agencies. They have structured proposal systems, including templates and review processes. And most importantly, they learn from every loss and continuously improve. If you want to improve your win rate, you need to build a system, not just submit more bids. To help you assess where you stand, you should evaluate yourself across 5 areas: pipeline quality, positioning clarity, proposal strength, pricing strategy, and relationships. If any of these areas are weak, that is where you should focus your effort. In terms of next steps, start by reviewing your last few lost bids, request debriefs, and look for patterns. Identify whether the same issue is showing up repeatedly. Over the next 30 days, narrow your focus, define your niche more clearly, and improve your core positioning materials. Start engaging with target agencies. Over the next 60 to 90 days, strengthen your proposal process, build relationships, and focus only on high-probability opportunities. The key takeaway is this: you are not losing randomly. You are losing systematically. And once you identify the system breakdown, you can fix it. If you want to accelerate this process, you can conduct a structured audit of your pipeline, positioning, and proposals, and build a repeatable win strategy that increases your probability of success over time. That is how you move from chasing contracts to consistently winning them.